All right. We look good. Okay, I'm going to continue on now. Finally. I actually don't think I have very much left at all. Less than an hour, right? I think. Unfortunately, I had to stop yesterday because of raid. I was too tired afterwards to finish it up, so here we are. Not too much left, though. All right. What do we got? I mean, we're basically probably just going to go around and talk to a few people, and then we see a little bit with Kryl or something.
Oh, it's you again. Is everything all right?
Baba.
So you were able to rescue Ashdaya. Thank the 12.
Channeling light from the first was rather ingenious. It may fall short of cross-rift travel, but it's still an impressive achievement in my book.
You're too kind. Suffice it to say, though, that I don't intend to rest on these laurels. There's always more to be done.
Zero stayed in the void, did she? Well, if I had known it would come to that, I would have said a proper farewell. Really? I don't remember saying anything profound. Still, I'm glad that she got something out of her time here. As the days roll on, things will change for the both of us. But some things will remain as they are. As far as I'm concerned, Zero will always...
Oh, shoot. Friend and comrade,
If
and I will
she's
never
working
forget her.
tirelessly to restore the 13th, it wouldn't do to be outdone here. When next Zero visits, we must see to it that you have a shiny new Garlemald to show her.
Indeed. And speaking of rebuilding, there's a matter I'd like to discuss with you and Alphino.
Oh?
Word has spread of our dealings with Razat Han, and people are excited by the prospect of standing on our own 2 feet again. Naturally, it won't be straightforward. It never is. But on the whole, I have a good feeling about things.
Nice.
In other words, it may be time for us to limit our involvement. That Garleans might take the lead. I can see the sense in that.
No, that's not what I meant at all. Seeing as things are going well, we want you to take a rest. A proper rest. That's what I wanted to say on everyone's behalf.
That's cute.
You've done so much for us already. Toiled beside us in the cold for far longer than anyone could ask. You've earned a reprieve 100 times over. So go on. Step away from here and head wherever you like. But if it
Setting
were
up.
me, I'd choose somewhere warm.
I was thinking of taking a break anyway.
Far be it from us to go against such a heartfelt request. Though I would be lying were I to say matters here wouldn't weigh on our minds.
We could take a leaf out of Zero's book and roam about for a while. Maybe visit nations who share little history with Garlemald. Look for opportunities to foster future relations. We might learn something of recent foreign affairs that has escaped our notice.
As an independent party, we would be well suited to the task. An excellent idea, Alize.
Well, that hardly sounds like a rest at all.
To us, it is the best kind of rest. Stimulating and meaningful.
If it's settled, then let's return to Sharlayan and consider our options. What about the rest of you? Do you have any plans?
We're indebted to Lord Fortuneau and his colleagues for their cooperation. 'Twould be meet to report on the outcome of our mission.
Then it seems we are all bound for Sharlayan. Upon arriving, let us seek out Athelise at the Rostra and have her notify Father.
We're not going to get any kind of building action. I really hope we do. Because this has been a lot of resolution. For all things considered, a pretty just like side story. Like, honestly, kind of filler. In anime terms. But, you know, good nonetheless. There's a lot I liked about it. There's some parts I was not so crazy about. Just was kind of boring. But yeah, they really need to build something here. If it just ends where it's just, oh, Kryle's got a letter and it doesn't tell us anything about that, I'm going to be a little frustrated because I'm like, okay, you're literally going to give us like patch 5.5 in January or whatever. And then we're going to have to wait 6 months for something. I don't know. It just feels like super rushed if it's just like, yeah, Kryle just wants us to go to this Tural. And we're like, okay, sure. And that's the only motivating force. There's got to be something else there. There's got to be a bigger nugget than just that. And it can't just be like, oh, there's a problem there. Let's go help. It has to be something a little bit more grounded in, like, danger and stuff. I don't know. Or were, rather. I understand you've disbanded. An audience with Lord Fortuneau. You are in luck. The forum has just this moment adjourned, and he is still inside with the Scholarch. Please wait here while I inform them of your presence. Apologies to have kept you. I trust you won't object if Scholarch Monteshane also attends. My incorrigible children, were you not assisting with Garlemald's reconstruction? Our hosts were most insistent that we take a rest, so here we are. But more importantly, Orthissa has news that she would share with you. So we did the thing. So the threat has passed. These are glad tidings indeed. Harnessing light from the first, a technological triumph that could have ended in catastrophic failure. But let us not dwell on hypotheticals. Like the ether from the Isle of Ham, you employed the light for peaceful, albeit unanticipated purposes. Knowledge exists to serve the greater good, as my father was fond of saying. I'm inclined to agree, in this instance. It has been established that world-ending crises in the reflections are connected to calamities in the source. As such, the strides you made in understanding the nature of and affecting a change in a reflection may one day prove vital for mankind's preservation. The Forum will be eager to review your accounts thoroughly, for every drop of water serves to swell the greater river of knowledge. Might we prevail upon you to prepare a comprehensive report, Ishtola, on the subjects of the Void and Cross-Rift travel both? It would be my pleasure. We will share these tidings with those who aided you, Kokol Dankol, not least of all. Now, if you'll excuse us, we must be on our way. I should be glad to speak with you both later. Alright. We did all the errands. Give us something, man. Give us some new shit. We need new shit. I'd like to see a Stinian at the tavern having fun. That'd be cool. Oh, now we get to talk to Vritra. Okay. Satisfied with her work. Oh, Nidana, what news from Thavnair? They've returned then. Wonderful. Rest assured, all is well with us too. Is that so? We would be honored, of course. I shall relay this to the others. Party time! A great feast will be held in Razatan to celebrate Ashdaya's homecoming. We've all been invited. I'm afraid my sister and I must decline. We have only just returned home. To leave again so soon would be inconsiderate to our parents. With regret, I too must excuse myself from attendance. A prior commitment requireth that I remain in Charlayan for a time. Okay, so he's clued into what's going on. Let not our absence deter you, however. Pray, enjoy yourselves to the fullest. I have no plans in particular, so you can count me in. I may as well visit the Radiant Host while I'm there. How about you, Arthissa? I have a delivery to make to the first? What do I have? Oh, that's right. I do have that thing to deliver to the first. I actually want to say both of these. But that can wait. Far be it for me to turn down free food. That also fits with my commerce-loving characterization. Ah, but what about the Memoria Crystal? 'Twould be remiss of us not to deliver it promptly to our friends in the first. I mean... Also, if they are to transfer light and dark between worlds, they will need command over the Crystal Tower. In which case, I shall give you my spirit vessel to take again. When you arrive in the Crystarium, the sentry at the tower should be able to round up everyone for you. Okay. So I'll do that, and then I'll hit the party. Once you have seen to matters there, come and join us in Megaduda. Give everyone our regards. Okie dokie. Crystarium. What's the Mordona teleport charge? Okay, I'm gonna log out. Alright, so now I can just teleport there. Save me 200 gil. Easy. Back to the first. God, this place always takes forever to load. Welcome back. Mr. Serene is still in the ocular. Will you be joining her? I just passed her, I guess. Very good. If you would care to head inside, I shall send for Captain Lena and Backlog. Yeah, the interesting thing now is that there could be a trade between these people. I would be the only one to really be able to do much, like bring the dark crystals back. But
the king has already shared what they glimpsed in the source. The day is done, and the danger past. Hearing the tidings lifted a great weight from my shoulders. Never before had I taken on such a monumental request.
Small though it was, we are glad to have played a role in saving the Exarch's home. And yours. Furthermore, the endeavor served to reaffirm the bond between the peoples of Norvrant. Nurturing this bond, we will strive to be an example for the world Zero aspires to restore.
A Memoria crystal. I can feel it. The tremendous darkness within. Using darkness from the void to restore balance to this world. If such a thing could be done! Well, well. Though night has returned to our world, darkness cannot arise of its own accord, much less in abundance. But if it could be brought here in like manner to how we channeled light to the void, it may well be possible to restore the empty in its entirety.
The only way we know I can think of at the moment is bringing these crystals over which I'm the only one that can literally do that, but we'll see.
Do you still have that spirit vessel with you? If so, I beg you loan it to me for a time.
That seems dangerous.
I would use it to investigate a way to have the tower receive rather than send energy.
Oh, there you go. Okay, okay. But it's still a little bit dangerous having the key in the same place as the lock and only having a single key. We saw what happened in 5.3, right?
Thank you. While I make no promises at this stage, I shall rigorously explore the possibility.
Just seems like something that might be able to be exploited in
I too need to explore
down the
new
line.
possibilities for my powers. My recent experience at Nabatha Reng has taught me that.
Okay.
To that end, I will set aside botany for a time, and focus instead on myself. Knowing Zero is out there, doing her utmost to restore her own world, it inspires me to redouble my efforts.
There you are.
Wait, they literally have Gaia in here?
I wait.
Oh, but you never came. What have you been doing here?
Gaia!
Wow, is this an optional scene?
Oh. Do I know you?
Ah. Don't tell me you lost your memory again.
Oh, I'm just teasing. I wouldn't forget you in a hurry. I'm still keeping my diary, adding new memories to it every day.
Not only that, Gaia's writing a story too. I can't wait for it to become a book.
That's why I felt like her voice was weird. Is like, because the entirety of Eden pretty much is unvoiced except for obviously the bit in P8 or E8, and I only did E12S like once or twice, and I don't remember it that well.
Enough about that. What were you talking about? Harnessing darkness from the void. Oh, there's an idea.
Does she remember Igiorum?
Of course, if you're dealing with darkness, Marine alone won't cut it. Next time, call on me as well, alright?
Is she becoming like a main character? No. This is optional, right? This all feels superfluous. I'm gonna look that up right now. Nah, not over there, over here. Yeah, I don't see anything specifically. That's okay. Come to speak to Reen, have you? Well, don't keep her for too long. I was planning a trip to Ilmeg, but knowing how devious the Fae folk can be, I asked her to join me. I also wouldn't mind visiting Amarat someday. It's been on my mind of late, and it would be interesting to see where those two lived in the time of the ancients, if only once. I wonder, are they making her a main character? That'd be awesome. She's not my favorite character, and I fucking hated her at the start. I mean, she's supposed to be unlikable, but it ended on a very satisfying note. So it'd be cool to see her as brought into the fold as a main character, kind of like Grahatia, right? Grahatia was made a main character in Shadowbringers. It's not out of the question. If I had Gaia's help, I wonder if I could take in darkness the same way Zero took in light. Oh, that'd be cool. Although she's not really exactly, like, super abundant filled with light. For so long, I was loath to trust in others, fearful of my research being misused again. That it may serve noble ends comes as a relief. I shall spare no effort to restore balance between light and dark. It was a mighty struggle, but I had faith that you would be victorious in the end. I forgot, yeah, they got to watch, too, the energy channeled. That's cool. And I doubt not that the people of Norvrat will cheer when they learn that the Warrior of Darkness managed to save her home. I know you are a busy woman, so don't let us keep you. Rest assured that we will continue the work we've begun. Now I go to Megaduda. Okay. Alright, so this should be just a nice little, like, conclusion, and I really hope that there's a little bit something before the very end here. I'm hoping. To Megaduta. Oh, I forgot I have a dash. No, I'm wondering if Varshan's just gone now, because he's only got one eye at this point. Guest of honor, fashionably late. Sounds good to me. Okay, are we going to see a Stydian drinking here? I'd love to see that. Oh, there's that guy. Oh yeah, the boy.
It cannot be.
Yeah, Varshan's gone.
Oh, Varshan, my darling little brother. To think that I will never see you again.
The way you carry on, anyone would think he was actually your brother. Save your tears now. His Excellency still has one of his eyes. And he has made it clear he intends to continue using his vessel.
I thought...
see Varshan again.
Like,
No
Nidhogg
fear.
almost died after losing his second eye.
Truly? But will it be the little one?
Personally, I prefer the adult vessel. It cuts a gallant figure and has superior functionality besides.
Bah, I don't care about such things. My little brother is little and adorable.
Sisters, give me strength.
'Tis a fine thing being so loved.
Who's that other guy I was sitting with? I don't recognize him.
Had enough of the revelry, have you?
What about you? You said you want to be here.
What's next for our hero?
Island Sanctuary, make a bunch of money. That's literally what I'm going to be doing. Maybe kill a robot.
No need to decide just yet. You'll recall our escapades in the void began with a treasure map I paid entirely too much gil for. You can't force an adventure. It'll happen when it happens. And you'll know when the time is right.
That's a very poetic sentiment. But I'm playing a video game here. I want to know more, damn it.
Till then,
we know nothing at this point.
To others and their tales. And speaking of others,
Discussing each other's plans, are we? Alas, I have nothing exciting to share. I foresee an extended confinement in my Sharlayan chambers, compiling my theories on cross-rift travel. My research may be classified, prohibited by the powers that be. But so long as a bond exists between people, ever shall our worlds be connected. As it stands, a means to travel to the first is within reach, and I would be satisfied even should my research not exist in an official capacity.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And what of you, Estinian? Have you any plans?
Somebody say yes. Somebody say yes, please. Okay, he knows of it too. Maybe? He jumped out the window.
He never was one to stay put for long, though I've no doubt he will make himself known when needed.
No, it was Thancred and Oriange that knew of the thing. Whatever's happening that Kryl is also involved with. Oh, baby dragon. That's cute. Oh, the other dragons. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. I like that touch at the end. All the dragon. How many dragons? There's Tiamat. There's Hraesvelgr. I think that's it. Right? Nidhogg's dead. I mean, Midgard's somewhere, but he's dead, dead too. So he wouldn't really roar. Yeah, it's just Tiamat and... Because Bahamut's dead. Nidhogg's dead. Midgard Somer's dead. Who was the whatever dragon that got eaten in the Heaven's Sword? Yormag? I can't remember. It was a very lively feast, was it not? And it pressed upon me once again how dear Vritra is to his people. Well, as much as I should like to linger, 'tis past time I took my leave. If you mean to depart as well, I suggest you call on Vritra before setting out. And before I forget, thank you for everything we learned and for everything we accomplished. I couldn't be more grateful. Till next time. Alright, yeah, I mean, it's very obvious that this whole thing was side quest, filler, arc kind of stuff. For a big reason is to introduce to all the Scions. Basically, the Tataru's, like, journal thing. They definitely wanted to have some kind of, like, standalone adventure to give a, more or less, a isolated environment to introduce all the characters. Which I can understand why they did it. And I also think it's fair criticism to also say it's a little slow and not exactly all that impactful. It's cute, but it's not... I mean, basically, a lot of people would say it's filler. It's probably the lowest point that the game's been in since the since before the patches in Stormblood. Vritra's friend, I think. I was wondering if she was going to talk. That's cool. Varshan can walk around with his Daya on his shoulder now. That's cool. Orthissa, I hope you enjoyed the festivities. To be able to celebrate his Daya's return with everyone was moving beyond words. Lest you wonder, I've chosen to use this vessel for now, the better to escort my sister about Razat Han. This leaves my true form without an eye, but I do not anticipate having need of it in the immediate future. Long have I dreamed of showing Ishdaya my beautiful city, a glittering jewel born of unity, and I shall relish every moment of it. Now then, I believe both Y'shtola and Estinian have embarked on their respective journeys, but have you yourself business elsewhere? If not, you are welcome to remain here as long as you like. Should aught of import arise, we will inform you. But until such a day arrives, I bid you take your ease. That's the last quest, I'm pretty sure, so... It's kind of disappointing that we're just going to get a little quick, like, flash of what's coming, but that's about it. This has got to do... They got to do something. They have to give us something, man.
Everything appears to be in order. Oh, finished at last. So time-consuming. How nice would it be to have a mammoth to handle such tasks? Now then, let's have a look at you.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously Toral. Looks like a
quite old, this
serpent.
letter. We'll need to store it carefully.
Quetzalcoatl or something. Whatever that boss they showed at the FanFest was. An old letter. That's interesting.
Addressed to Grandfather. And come all the way from Tuliolal. From a Gulu... someone. Oh, the ink's too faded. Hardly anything is legible.
Come on, give me more.
Come on, give me something.
God damn you, Yoshi P. Seriously though, they need to do more than this. They have to give us some stuff. Like, give us something. We need some plot. We need something.
A commission to investigate the Golden City in Tural.
Uh-huh.
How odd. No one ever mentioned such a commission, nor have I seen any records.
Interesting, okay.
Something else in here. What an unusual earring. How does it relate to the petition, I wonder? Oh, did you go there, grandfather? To the Golden City in Tural?
More, please more. Don't end it there. Okay, what's this? Is this the Femhroth? No. Okay, that makes sense, yep.
Back again already, after making a show of leaving.
That's her. Come
Well,
on.
This is it, Charlene. Quite a far cry from Tuliolal, yes?
They're not giving us voice.
Come, let's go and find your candidate. Our adventurer friend.
Well, we'll see it in the next patch. That's cool. Your adventurer friend? Our adventurer friend. Let moonlight kiss this darkened shore as seaward drifts out our gaze once more. I still really wish there was more than just that, but alright. When my sister has enough strength to fly beyond the clouds, I shall share with her the beauty of Thavner. We will soar the skies by starlight as we did in our youth and gaze upon its natural splendor. Razatan home. That's cute. I'm really happy for the dragons. Let me just double check. Yeah, to be continued. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. I figured it was going to be less than an hour, and I was right. It was like 40 minutes, something like that. How long have been live? 45 minutes. Almost exactly. So, all right, I'm gonna end it there. Yeah. Overall thoughts on post Endwalker. It's all right. You know, I was excited to see the Void. I was thinking that there was going to be a little bit more tie-in of the Void with whatever the next expansion is. I could still see it happening, but from the vibes I've been getting, I don't think that's going to be the case. And I'm okay with that. But like I'm saying, the patches themselves, I was hoping for a little bit more. And, you know, I'm not nearly as dissatisfied with these patches as a lot of people are like yelling and screaming about. They were fun. They were fun trials, fun dungeons. I can't say I didn't enjoy playing them. So it was more just a matter of like level of quality and satisfaction. It was obvious this was done to fill out the oh, where is it? It's probably under logs, right? No. It's not under duty. Travel, maybe? Oh, no, it's under collections, I think. Fashion, achievements. Maybe it's... Here we go. Collection. Unending Codex. It's pretty apparent that this was done to fill out the Unending Codex and give like all these big bullet point important kind of things, you know, like Zodiark. I think Heidelin's in here too, right? Yeah, there's Heidelin. Like, we've got all the Scions, Stinian, Cryo, Graha, the twins, Ariandra, Vitra. And so, yeah, I think that this entire adventure was done so that they could fill all this out. Like, the ones we got in this one was, like, Garland Island Works, Spirit Vessel, Reen. I think there was just those 3, actually. But, yeah, it was definitely to fill those out and fill all this out and give you an idea as to what has happened in the story. Because I think it's going to be an option when you start playing. It's like, okay, you can start from here, from this point in this story. I should say post Endwalker. You can start from post Endwalker. You'll start at level 90, and you get to start playing. And hell, it may even be some kind of weird accelerated leveling process as you go through the patches, where you don't start at 90. You start at maybe like 50, and then as you go through the patches, you gain levels. Because it is a little daunting to start people out with a full toolkit of abilities. And hell, 50 may be too high. Maybe it's 30. But regardless, the idea is, hey, this is what they have to work towards this, right? They have to work towards a point that they can be like, okay, the Endwalker, the whole Hydaelyn Zodiac arc is done. We need to have a jumping off point that we can let people come into the game with, and they don't have to play the game for 500 hours to get through all the story. And that's 1,000% good. They need to do that. So I totally agree with doing it. The way they did it, I think it was a little slow. I think a lot of people would play this, and if this is their first introduction to the game, the gameplay will be interesting to them, I think. But the actual the gameplay, the actual story is pretty damn fucking milquetoast. Like, really milquetoast, which I'm not a big fan of. I think part of the appeal of A Realm Reborn and Realm Reborn's janky as all hell, but it's unique. You cannot deny that this is a unique kind of setting and ideas with their world that really makes it stand apart. But again, for a lot of people, that's going to be harder. So I think this, if you're playing just for story, I think this, I don't know. Now, if you're playing just for story, you want to start an ARR. But if you're starting, you want to just get into the game and experience the dungeons and stuff and play with people, and you don't really care about story a ton, this might be the way that they're thinking to introduce you to the game. Because, again, they need to do it, and going through these patches, it's its own isolated story, but it's definitely, using all the scions and the characters that are important to the story for the entirety of most of the story. And yeah, giving you this introduction. So, well, with that, I'm gonna end it. I still got a couple hours before raid, but yeah, I'll be finishing up with we're close on UCOB. I don't know if we'll get it next week. It depends on how we do, like, today and Tuesday. That'll give me like a really good signal on like how close we are. But regardless, that's it for the patches. 5.5 is coming out in a few months. I'll definitely stream that too, but yeah, that'll be, obviously 5.5 is going to be, honestly, 5.5 it's going to be smaller than this patch, but it's going to be fucking, it's got to be loaded, man. It's got to be loaded with stuff, because we know nothing about Tyrell, and we're going to find out a little bit more in the live letters to come, or not the live letters, the fanfests to come. But that's just going to be a little bit of a lore dump, or not even a lore dump, but just like, hey, this is where we're going and what we're doing, and they're not going to tell us that much in that regard. It's literally all has to be set up. Like, they're literally setting up a story from nothing, which is wild to me. I did not think we would be setting up a story in half of a patch. Like, that's the thing. In every other expansion they've had multiple patches to set up the lead in to the next story, and that's big. That's a huge benefit to having you invested in the next story. This one, we're not getting that. And what that means is we're going to have like the first 2-ish levels, level 90 up to like 93-ish or so, where it's just going to be a lot of world building. It's going to be a lot of world building. I mean, we kind of already get that in like when we first get to like Sharlayan, we first get to Radzat Han, meeting everybody, even in Garlemald for a bit, like less so than in like Elpis or Ultima Thule and stuff like that. Like we're not really going around like world building at that point. We're kind of like, we know what we're doing here, we know what our goal is here. There's not much to do in that regard. But in Tural, like we have no idea. Like we have no idea why we're going. Well, we probably will know why we're going there once 5.5 hits. But as of right now, we have no idea why we're going there. I mean, Kryal said, "Oh yeah, we have a summon," or like, "Yeah, we've been granted the ability to go there to investigate the city for some reason." Like that's the thing. We know we're going there, and we know that there's a golden city, and there's like some kind of like vacancy with the emperor or the leader, and we have to help with that. But that seems weird that we're helping with that. And also on top of that, it's like, is that it? Like that's a really basic kind of setup if that's it. And it seems odd that they would ask the Scions to do that. I mean, it sounds like actually the students of Aldessian is what's actually going to be leading us in there. I don't know. A lot of things that need to be explained to us before we step foot in Tural, and I don't know if they're going to be able to do all that in just half of a patch. Maybe they'll surprise us and they'll give us a dungeon in 5.5. Like, I think that would actually go a long way to be like, yeah, here, this gives you a little bit of taste of what Tural is going to be and the problems that are going to be there. That would be a cool surprise, and I would actually be happy to see that. I don't think that's out of the realm of possibilities either. But that's a little bit of wishful thinking. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I am a little concerned leading into the next expansion story because they've given us, like, nothing. Like, if we think back to, like, lead up to Endwalker, 5.4 and 5.5. 5.4, we were, like, solving the tempered problem, and then we found out about the towers. Finding out about the towers, and we knew Fandaniel was a thing. We knew that in 5.3. Fandaniel was a thing. Okay, we've got our setup. Xenos and Fandaniel. We've had those set up in the past. Fandaniel was really the catalyst, though, of like what's happening and being set up. So, yeah, it's. We knew about Fandaniel at the end of 5.3, which is the first like inklings of things. I mean, we even knew about him in 5.1. We saw a little brief cameo with him. But 5.3, we got a reveal. Okay, this is where we're going. They made it very explicit. It was at the very end of all the cutscenes. Like, yep, there's still a problem. And in 5.4, it was like, okay, we're solving a tempered problem, which is fucking awesome, and great world building kind of stuff. And then, yeah, wait, no, hang on. Don't forget. Oh yeah, Fandaniel's over here going crazy, and here's his plan. He's got a fuck ton of towers all over the place, and he wants to destroy the world, is what he's like. Like, we get a very, like, very, very, at the time we thought we got his motivation, but we really didn't know his motivation. We got a very, like, very paper thin, like, look at it, like, glance at it. And then 5.5, we literally are full on approaching that problem at that point. Like, the towers are a problem, and this is Fandaniel and whatever Xenos is doing plan, and we've got to stop it. I mean, at its root, that's the first half of Endwalker, right? First 2/5. I don't know. 2/5. That's bigger than a third, right? My brain. Yeah, 40%. Yeah. Yeah, so my point is literally, by the point in 5.5, or 0.5, sorry, 5.5, we knew, okay, Fandaniel was where we're fighting, and we find out, okay, Kryle's going to Charlian to get some help. I think she may have even done that in 5.4. And then in 5.5, it's like, oh yeah, Fortuno shows up. We get a character. We immediately are like, oh my god, this dude's an asshole. What the hell is going on in Charlian? And we know we're going there. I don't think at the time we knew we were going. No, we didn't know we were going to go to Razat Han. We knew it from the trailer and from the promotional stuff. But yeah, we were very much fed over the course of a year a story that slowly, gradually built and been like, yeah, this is where we're going. And they haven't done that with this one at all. And I don't know if I like that. Well, I know I don't like that. And again, it makes me worried that they're going to have to rush to do this world building that, I don't know, man. People are already really clamoring for more, myself included. Like, they want more content. They want more story. Not in the vein of like a full-on Endwalker Shadowbringer story. We know it's not going to be that, but we want like a Heavensward story where we go to a city that, you know, we're foreigners in, and we slowly build up, you know, a reputation. We solve some problems. There's a big thing going on that's revealed, and now this is setting things up for future expansions and all this other stuff. Like, that's essentially what I think that's a reasonable thing to want from an expansion, you know, kind of a fresh expansion after a big long story arc. And I'm just really afraid that we're not going to be able to get any of that. Like, even in Heavensward, we met Amaric. Like what? I don't actually know the patches in the ARR patches, but we met him, did a bunch of stuff, went away. Then we met him again, met Estinian, did a couple other things, and had them come to the bloody banquet, and then that whole thing went down, and we went to Ishgard. I mean, that made sense. I mean, even in the leveling process, we go to Ishgard, or we go to Kurthus. We understand the elves are there, but we can't go in their city because they're very insular, blah, blah, blah. We know that they're there. We know nothing about Thrall. And again, it's where it's just, it feels like we're just being thrust into a random location without any kind of build up. And it's obviously coming in this next 5.5 patch, but again, we haven't been given any information up to this point. So we're literally going to have what effectively is half of a patch to find that out. And I really can't say I think that's a good idea. I know they wanted these patches to build out, you know, a spot for new players to come in. But I don't think, well, I think that was their goal. I think it's pretty apparent given the filler arcness of this whole story with Zero. It's very self-contained. You know, there's things that connect to the rest of the entire world in Final Fantasy, but ultimately it doesn't really play a crazy important role in what we're going to be doing next. Yes, maybe in 4 years they'll do something with it, but it's fine to be doing that and building that stuff up as long as you're also like maintaining a steady momentum path of other stuff. And I don't think they've done that. And like I said, I think they're going to be rushing. I think next pack is, I think it's very possible next patch is either going to be, it's going to be one of two things. It's going to be so packed with information that it's going to be hard to process everything. And it's going to feel a little rushed, or it's going to be not enough. We're not going to get enough motivation, and we're just going to be thrust into Thrall, and we're kind of going to be like, I don't know what to do. I have a feeling it's going to be the former, and that's actually one of the reasons why I mentioned, I think there's actually a possibility that we do get another dungeon here in 5.5. But yeah, I don't know. Any thoughts post Endwalker? It's good. It's good. Zero's a cool character. There's some fun moments. They did a lot of they had a lot of lighthearted moments and fun spots in all of it. I liked the ending. Part 4 I did not like at all. 6.4 was not a fun, that patch was just so nothing to me. Obviously I think the first adventure into the void was the coolest part of the entire bit. And the potential that there was there and seeing it, and just in general seeing the World of Darkness again was really cool. And it's not over, right? Just because Zero's there and Golbez is helping, like, that doesn't mean that things are going to be fixed the next time we look there. I'm sure there's going to be issues that arise and things to revisit with those characters. But I don't think it's going to happen I would be surprised, actually, if it happens in the main story of 7.0. I would be very surprised at that. I'm expecting something in the patches. I'm expecting 8.0 to be something to do with the shards, because they set up a lot of stuff with the shards. They already had it existing, obviously, but they've set up with travel and with, you know, the Void and the First also, like, talking with each other. They've really set up a lot that could potentially happen with the shards, and even with, like, Emmett himself being like, have you seen some of the civilizations in the shards? They're gonna be insane. You would never have expected to see something like this. So I think we may see stuff like that in 8.0. And along those lines, in the lead up to 8.0, I could definitely see us going back to, like, the Void, the 13th and the First, and using whatever Becklugs we're going to research, as well as the Stollers, the Sharlians, and whatever. I guarantee you we're going to have something happen in Tyrol that's going to contribute to our understanding of the shards. I'm really guessing that. Or the other thing that the one piece of knowledge I think I got from this entire last cutscene is Cryo mentions how, there was never any mention of any kind of, like, requisition to go, you know, request to travel to Tuliol, which could just be a throwaway thing, like, I didn't know that grandfather had done this. I think that's likely. That's probably the most likely thing, but it could also mean, like, wait, is there something weird going on with the timelines because of Graha and everything, you know, saving this world? The original timeline is, like, merging with this one or something. I think that's a little bit far-fetched. I think it was probably just a slant translation where it didn't mean exactly how she was saying it or what was said. It wasn't meant in that way. It was meant more like, I never knew grandfather had done this. He never mentioned anything about this. So, yeah, I mean, basically this whole thing ended about, it didn't, and, you know, I didn't guess the ending, I'll say that much, which is fine. I think that's actually good. But it's definitely left me really hungry for more about 7.0, because the idea was all 5 of these patches was supposed to be building up to 7.0, and it has not felt that way at all. It felt like we went on a little side adventure, and then we're going to have a little bit of information about 7.0, and then 7.0 is here. And it's going to feel a little rushed, I think, unless they do something wild. So, we'll see. You know, I haven't lost faith in this team in the slightest. It's just more, I feel they had a goal with this story. It didn't match our expectations, and some people are salty about that. Whatever. They can go brood in their own holes. I don't care. I'm a pretty pessimistic person, or I don't even want to say pessimistic. I'm a pretty skeptical person, I'd say. I don't trust. It takes a lot for me to trust a group of people, a game company, or anything like that. I trust the developers for this game an incredible amount. And I think a lot of people don't have the same amount that I've given them at this point. And I think that's a little unfair to the team that does this, but I can't blame the people for feeling. I can't blame the players for who feel that way, all that way. You know, I can't blame them for feeling that way. Yeah, I just feel like a lot of it's like one of two things. Like, they've played this game so much, they've literally done everything, and almost no amount of content's going to satiate them. And the other aspect is these are so enfranchised players that nothing is terribly new to them. I think that's less common, but it's more of one of those things, again, where I'm expecting, you know, top tier quality all the time. And when they're given a filler arc, they're unhappy. And I'm not saying I'm unhappy with the filler arc, but I am like, okay, this is what this was. I'm concerned now going into 7.0. That's where I lie. I hope they could do it. I really do. I have a feeling that this next one may end up feeling a little bit like Stormblood, in the sense that we're just kind of a bunch of stuff thrown at us, and we're gonna have to take it at face value, and we'll find the fun in the last third of the expansion, but it's gonna be a little rushed, I think, because they did not take these patches to develop anything. That's all we're gonna be doing. But again, who knows? Maybe the expansion ends up actually being a Void expansion. I don't think that's likely given the resolution we just had, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to end it now. I've been ranting here for 15 minutes.